Today, we remember the life, career, and final days of legendary television director Howard Storm. From stand-up comedy clubs to directing some of the biggest sitcoms in television history, Howard Storm spent decades making audiences laugh around the world. His career touched nearly every corner of Hollywood comedy, and his work helped launch and guide the careers of countless stars. But behind the scenes, Howard Storm was more than just a director. He was a performer, a storyteller, a creative force, and a man who dedicated his life to entertainment. In this video, we'll look back at his early life, rise in Hollywood, major television successes, personal journey, final years, and the heartbreaking details surrounding his death. Howard Storm was born Howard Sobel on December 11, 1931, in New York City, United States. He grew up during a difficult time in American history, surrounded by the economic struggles of the Great Depression and later the uncertainty of World War II. Entertainment quickly became a major part of his life. Howard's father worked in burlesque comedy, and comedy itself became deeply rooted in his childhood. Watching performers entertain crowds inspired him from an early age. As a young boy, Howard developed a sharp sense of humor and loved making people laugh. Friends and family noticed his comedic timing long before he ever entered Hollywood. New York during the 1940s was filled with music, theater, and live performance culture. Howard absorbed all of it. By the time he reached adulthood, he already knew he wanted a career in entertainment. Before becoming a television director, Howard Storm first worked as a stand-up comedian. He performed in comedy clubs and theaters during a time when stand-up comedy was rapidly growing in popularity across America. Howard eventually toured with famous singer and entertainer Andy Williams as a comedy performer. This opportunity gave him national exposure and helped him build important Hollywood connections. He also performed in Las Vegas, where live entertainment was booming. During these years, Howard sharpened his stage presence and learned how audiences reacted to timing, pacing, and humor skills that later made him an outstanding television director. He became a frequent guest on The Merv Griffin Show, appearing multiple times and gaining recognition within the entertainment industry. Even though he loved performing, Howard slowly realized he had another talent behind the scenes. He understood comedy structure extremely well. That realization changed his career forever. During the 1960s and early 1970s, Howard Storm began moving deeper into television and film production. He started acting in television shows and small film roles, while also learning the technical side of directing and writing. His acting appearances included shows such as The New Dick Van Dyke Show, Sanford and Son, Rhoda, Love, American Style. Howard also worked alongside legendary filmmaker and comedian Woody Allen. He appeared in Take the Money and Run and later collaborated behind the scenes on films including Bananas, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex, But Were Afraid to Ask. Working around talented comedy writers and directors helped Howard understand filmmaking on a deeper level. By the mid-1970s, he officially began directing television. That decision would define the rest of his life. Howard Storm made his directing debut during the 1970s, beginning with episodes of the sitcom Rhoda. Television producers quickly noticed his ability to handle comedy pacing and work smoothly with actors. Soon, Howard became one of the most trusted sitcom directors in Hollywood. Over the years, he directed episodes of many beloved television series, including Laverne and Shirley, Mork Mindy, Doxy, Joni Loves Chachi, The Red Fox Show, Elf, Head of the Class, Full House, Everybody Loves Raymond. One of his biggest achievements came with Mork and Mindy, starring Robin Williams. Howard directed dozens of episodes and became one of the key creative forces behind the series. The show became a massive success and helped turn Robin Williams into a worldwide superstar. Many people in Hollywood respected Howard because he knew how to bring out the best in comedic actors. He understood rhythm, energy, and emotional timing better than most directors of his generation. Howard Storm's connection with Robin Williams became one of the most memorable chapters of his career. Robin Williams was known for his unpredictable comedic genius. Directing him was not easy, but Howard understood exactly how to guide that energy while still keeping scenes focused. Together, they helped create some of the funniest sitcom moments of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Howard reportedly admired Robin's creativity and spontaneity. Meanwhile, actors appreciated Howard's calm directing style. He rarely created tension on set and instead encouraged performers to experiment and improvise. That environment helped many sitcoms feel natural and energetic. Although Howard Storm became most famous for television, he also directed films. His most well-known movie was the 1985 comedy horror film Once Bitten, starring Jim Carrey and Lauren Hutton. At the time, Jim Carrey was still an up-and-coming actor. The film later gained cult status among comedy fans. Even though Howard mainly focused on television, Once Bitten became an important part of his legacy because audiences later recognized it as one of Jim Carrey's early performances. Howard's experience directing comedy made the film playful and entertaining. By the 1980s and 1990s, Howard Storm had become one of television's most respected comedy directors. He directed dozens upon dozens of sitcom episodes across multiple networks. In Hollywood, consistency matters. Howard consistently delivered successful productions. Producers trusted him. Actors respected him. Writers appreciated his understanding of comedy. His ability to move quickly while maintaining quality made him extremely valuable in television production. Even younger directors looked up to him. Howard's work helped define the style of classic American sitcom television. Howard Storm generally kept his private life away from the spotlight. Unlike many Hollywood celebrities, he rarely created controversy. Instead, he focused on work and family. Friends and colleagues often described him as warm, professional, and funny. He spent decades in the entertainment industry while maintaining strong relationships with coworkers and collaborators. Howard also remained connected to Hollywood long after his peak directing years. Even in later life, he occasionally appeared at industry events and reunions. His contributions to television comedy were never forgotten. As Howard Storm aged, he slowly stepped away from directing full-time. However, his influence remained visible through reruns and streaming platforms where younger audiences continued discovering classic sitcoms. Shows he directed continued entertaining millions of viewers worldwide. In 2010, Howard even made a small appearance in the romantic comedy film Valentine's Day. This appearance reminded longtime fans that he was still connected to Hollywood. Despite being in his later years, Howard remained respected within the entertainment community. His name continued appearing in discussions about classic sitcom television. In the final years of his life, Howard Storm lived more privately. According to reports, he spent his remaining years in Beverly Hills, California. Although he was no longer directing major productions, fans and industry professionals continued celebrating his work. Then came the heartbreaking news in May of 2026. Howard Storm passed away at the age of 94. His son, Anthony Storm, confirmed that the legendary director died of natural causes at his home in Beverly Hills. The news quickly spread across Hollywood and entertainment media. Fans of classic sitcom television were saddened by the loss. Many people remembered him as one of the hidden creative minds behind some of television's most beloved comedy series. Howard Storm died from natural causes in May of 2026 at the age of 94. At his age, natural causes typically refer to complications related to aging rather than a sudden accident or illness. No major long-term illness was publicly announced before his death. His passing marked the end of an extraordinary entertainment career that lasted for decades. Following his death, many fans and entertainment figures shared tributes online. People praised Howard Storm for helping shape American comedy television. Viewers especially remembered his contributions to Mork Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, Duxie, Full House, Everybody Loves Raymond. His work had touched multiple generations. For many viewers, the laughter created through his shows became part of childhood memories and family television traditions. Although directors often remain behind the scenes, Howard Storm's influence was impossible to ignore. Howard Storm leaves behind a powerful legacy in television history. He helped define the golden era of American sitcoms. His directing style balanced humor, emotion, and energy in ways that audiences loved. More importantly, he helped actors feel comfortable enough to give unforgettable performances. Many legendary comedians and actors benefited from his guidance. Howard's career proved that great directors do not always stand in front of the camera. Sometimes, the people shaping entertainment history are the ones quietly working behind the scenes. Even after his passing, his work continues living on through classic television reruns and streaming services. Future generations will continue laughing at episodes he helped create. And through those moments of laughter, Howard Storm's legacy will never truly disappear. Howard Storm may no longer be with us, but his contribution to television comedy will always be remembered. From stand-up stages to Hollywood studios, he spent decades bringing joy to millions of people around the world. Rest in peace, Howard Storm. Thank you for the laughter, the memories, and the timeless television moments. And thank all of you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more celebrity stories, biographies, and cause of death documentaries.